Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. The very first item on the agenda today is an executive session. And I need a motion to go into executive session to discuss the appointment, employment, assignment, promotion, discipline, demotions, compensation, removal, resignation, or performance evaluation of employees or officials over whom it has jurisdiction, the Stormwater Advisory Committee membership, to consult with counsel, obtain legal advice, to consult with our attorney, or to consider a matter that concerns proposal for a business or the industrial organization located, expand, and remain in the state of business proposal.
So moved. Second.
Discussion.
I will be opposed to going into executive session for at least one of the items listed on the agenda.
Gotcha.
And that item is?
I believe that is item 2.
And
Yep.
that's, I'm assuming for legal counsel advice?
Yes.
I have a couple concerns with that issue. The public wants to know what we're doing. We're gonna go into executive session to get advice from our lawyer. And unless somebody's gonna tell me that, you know, the way executive sessions work is what's said in executive session, you know, like what goes on in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas, right? And if that's the way it's gonna be in executive session, that we get advice from the lawyer. And then we come out in open session and say, well, we're gonna vote a certain way because in closed session, we received advice from the attorney and we're gonna follow the attorney's advice. Now, meanwhile, there's only, as I see it, two potential litigants. One is the BZA, right, who made the decision, that's who made the decision. And the second is our citizens, is that right? Is there anybody else out there other than the BZA and our citizens?
Nope.
So I'm just curious who we're trying not to expose the strengths and weaknesses of the case to. Because, like, for instance, when the question came up before Christmas, should we allow somebody to put nativity scenes in certain places, the answer was, well, if we discuss that in a public session, and they've already threatened to sue us if you make a decision this way or that way, and if you discuss it in public session, you're gonna let them know what our potential weaknesses are. And I appreciated that. But I just don't know who it is that we're allowing to know our potential weaknesses, the Board of Zoning Appeals or the citizens. So I personally would prefer not to go into executive session on that issue. In the same respect, I'll tell you, I personally don't need that advice either, because I think I made it clear on the issue of whether the city council as a government should appeal this decision. I've already made that decision, and I'm happy to discuss it in open session, no matter what the strengths or weaknesses are of that case. So I would concur with Kristen on that issue.
Okay, we have two people who are going to vote against number 2. If we have 3, then we'll take number 2 off the agenda for executive session, and if not, we'll leave it on there. All in favor of going into executive session?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Okay.
Motion carries 3-2.
Give it just a minute.
Okay.